Hey everyone, we're back. Well, I'm back at least. I know we had, Leo and Loa on the pod on the show last week, but I was on vacation and now I'm come back and I've returned for power. And I'm gonna be hosting tonight. Welcome to Geekly Goods Live. If it's your first time watching, welcome. We're happy to have you. If it's your 100th episode watching, like it is for probably Laser here in the chat, welcome back once again. We hope that you have had a wonderful week and a wonderful, at least last week, a holiday weekend. Lo, how have you been? I haven't like spoke to you guys probably, barely in like a week. How's, life been treating you?
Hello, I'm doing fantastic. It's a little warm, but I think the last couple of summers in California have been really hot in September, October, so I'm kind of
Ooh.
used to it. Opening NFL weekend was fantastic. The Niners gave me a heart attack, but hey, let me quote Dominic Toretto, and winning is winning. So I
With
was
or without the heart attack. You got it.
I I was having high blood pressure. It was a stressful game. And also congrats to Leo's Denver Broncos. They also had a stressful game, but they also won.
Yes, and tough luck. Leo is not on the show tonight. He was a little bit busy, but don't you worry about it. He will return to us. What do we say now at the end of Marvel movies? Leo will return in Avengers Doomsday.
How you doing, Tough Luck?
And
All
Laser's
right.
in the chat there. He's doing well.
More
Letting everyone.
yeah. Hey, miss you too, buddy. We actually missed you last week, Laser. You weren't with us last week. Good to
Aw.
see you, buddy.
Took the holiday.
Yeah, it's okay. We all we gotta treat ourselves, have some time off.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. Now, I just got back from New York last night, so I'm like, I feel refreshed but tired at the same time.
Nice. I
'Cause it was,
missed New York already. I
New
love it.
York
I
was
love it.
beautiful, but it was already like raining super hard that like the last day there. And I was like, okay, it's time for me to go home. New York is like, go home, girl. You've been walking
Okay,
10,000 plus
okay.
steps every day for like a week. It's
They're like, let's
go
give you a
sleep.
little farewell monsoon.
For sure. Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure, for sure. But had a wonderful time, got so many little souvenirs, did some little wedding planning on this trip. So I'm super happy and excited about that. But I haven't been to the movies because of it. So I have been watching Wednesday though. Catching
Oh
up on
yeah.
Wednesday. Just saw episode 5 just now, so I'm gonna finish that this week. But I don't know. I've been told like people haven't been vibing with season 2 as much as season 1. I enjoy it. I'm
I'm
having
having
a
a
really wonderful time with it.
I'm having a great time. Fred Armisen is amazing. Catherine Zeta-Jones is
Phenomenal.
she's back in her Zorro bag. Like, let's go. Like,
Yes, yes. Luis Guzman is so incredible. Honestly, like if you had to like pinpoint, okay, maybe who's not at this super high level is probably the actor for Pugsley, but even then, I think he's adorable. I think he's perfectly charismatic, but it is hard to share scenes with so many like high caliber actors like the rest of his cast. It's just again, it's really really tough.
also
But
he's
yeah,
really
I love
young,
it. He's
yeah,
such a baby.
Pugsley's fine. He's learning the
Uh-huh.
ropes.
It's totally fine. I think he's still I think he still fits right in with this character. So I'm having a super fun time with it.
Hello to
Noel,
Noelle. Excited for lots of
welcome.
things.
Oh yeah, I
Lots of things.
saw I saw some Clayface photos, the set photos this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, they were on Twitter, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't know, I'm not like Leo. I don't have journalistic integrity. I don't know. I don't know if it was real or not. I can't fact check right now, but what I did see looked interesting. It is weird. It is going to be in a very very interesting and different future for the DCU. I feel with all these players coming into play. It sounded repetitive there, but yeah, Wednesday super fun time. I'm excited to finish it, and oh my gosh, what else came out this weekend? Conjuring. I haven't caught Conjuring yet, but I'm excited to dive into the box office to see how things panned out this weekend. Let's look at that. Oh, good lord. You love to do this to me. I didn't see it earlier. Lo loves to like mess with me with the scary images. Even though I'm a horror fan, I'm a baby. I am baby, and
Yeah.
I will get scared
I'm
by
gonna
horror
tell you
movies.
right now, as someone that's seen this, I don't like that guy. I
Oh
don't like
no.
him.
Oh no. I mean, ever since the first Conjuring movie, I'm like, love the movies now. I think they're so fun. Terrifying. I cannot watch them at night. I watch Insidious during the day. I refuse to watch Annabelle. I respect it. But League of Their Own, definitely gonna catch
Yeah.
this one though.
But
But
speaking of
wow,
Conjuring, Breaking Records did really well this weekend.
super crazy. Honestly, love that. And the marketing for this one went crazy. I know at least here, I saw it everywhere. So this is really interesting to see, especially kind of just kicking off horror movie season, isn't it? We're in September, the fall vibes have arrived, and it reminds me a lot of how we kicked off the season with Beetlejuice last year, which dominated the box office for so many weeks. So will we be seeing this, happen again? I don't know, but once again, horror is coming for the box office in 2025. Let me tell you. Um, wow, the number 2 though, interesting choice, audience. Re-release of the Broadway production of Hamilton. I mean, fun, very 2016. We love to see it. It is like, I don't know, it's on Disney Plus. I don't know about you guys, but
Hey, Elay, here, let me give you a break here. There you
what's up? Thank you. Thank you for that.
go.
All the theater kids are rising up now. I mean, I had my Hamilton era. Don't I'm not gonna sit here and lie to the community. I know Hamilton by heart, but it it,
Sorry,
it is it is indeed 2025.
I didn't fix the caption on the second one. We're gonna just come back to
You're
this guy.
fine. You're all good, buddy. Um, Interesting rounding out the top 5 with Weapons staying strong. This is a very horror, driven box office this weekend. As well, accompanied by Freakier Friday and Caught Stealing, which I believe also dropped this weekend, right?
Last week actually.
Last week? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that one's gotten a lot of buzz here in PR just because Bad Bunny's in it.
Nice.
So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, did you see that we had a premiere here and like Darren Aronofsky and Austin Butler like were here in PR
No, I
screening the
didn't see that.
movie? Oh my gosh, guys. If I haven't talked about it on the show, I'm going to talk about it right now. I went to see
By all
Bad
means.
Bunny a couple weeks ago at his concert here in La Residencia. Bad Bunny represent. And at my show, I don't know if any of you are in the know, but Bad Bunny's concerts, his residency is, he's got 3 shows every weekend, and this weekend is the last weekend. And at every show, there's like a crazy celebrity that's like in La Casita. He built a whole ass house within like the stadium that he's holding the concert at.
That's
And
awesome.
at my show, the famous faces at the Casita were John Hamm, Darren Aronofsky, and Austin Butler. And
Nice.
I was really close to the house, and I was like, who is that? It was because it's screening up in the night before. So yeah, weird caught stealing lore here for the Puerto Ricans and the chat, but I am excited to go catch it finally. So I'm basically playing catch up after a nice, well needed 10-day vacation.
I guess Zoe Kravitz couldn't make the trip.
Probably not. I don't know. Maybe she just wasn't interested in the concert. But honestly, it was a surprise to all of us. It was actually a shock that they showed up, including, of course, Bad Bunny too. It showed up to the screening. So yeah, it was not on my bingo card for sure. But yeah, that rounds out the box office pulse. Any surprises here, Lo? What's your take on this?
Yeah, well, what's funny is I added a slide of Hamilton because I just feel like $10 million
It's
for
crazy.
re-release of a re-release of a Broadway production. I think that's impressive, and I think it goes to show going back to like K-pop Demon Hunters, which made $18 million 2 weeks ago. It was like
Crazy.
a K-pop Demon Hunters sing along or whatever. I think it goes to show like these niche audiences and fandoms, if you kind of tap into the right ones, they will come to the theaters and spend millions of dollars apparently. So
For
it's
sure.
really interesting. And I actually did see The Conjuring last Rites. I caught a screening of it on Tuesday. And look, I'll say this. It was better than the third one. I didn't love The Devil Made Me Do It or whatever.
I don't remember that
I'm
one
also not
actually.
a huge fan of the second one. The second one's okay. It's just for me, the first one is so
Hard
good.
to
So
beat. Very
Yeah,
hard to
so
beat.
it's hard to live up to it, but I will say this. I will say that the last rites got pretty close in getting close to that quality of okay, now we're cooking with gas. Like now we got some good ideas, some good scares. Unfortunately, though, there is some parts of it that kind of didn't work as well with kind of how they're trying to tie things up. And I think for what it is, I think for Conjuring fans, you'll be pleased. I think for horror fans, you'll be pleased. Me personally, I just thought they left a little bit of meat in the bone, but it's not a bad movie. Not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. So go see The Conjuring Last Rites, especially if you like these creepy smiling faces.
Kind of the era in these past couple of years for these creepy little faces, huh?
Yeah,
They're out
something
to
like this.
haunt me. I
Something
hate
like that.
you.
Something like that. Like that, kind
I
of.
don't like it. I'm gonna see in the corner of the room tonight. The problem is no, you don't understand. My house has very long hallways. Okay, okay, and I have a
Yeah,
mirror at
sure.
the end of one of them. Okay, and in the dark, I have to turn off all the lights at the end of the night. My
Oh
fiance
my
makes fun of me for this, but if he will hear me pitter patter, turn off all the lights, and run to the bedroom,
god. You
so I
know,
don't have to be in the darkness forever.
speaking of hallways and speaking of mirrors, there are two very good set pieces that are going to speak to your fears in this film.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this during the day, guys.
And
Oh
apparently,
man,
Tough Luck gets scared by Conjuring. Okay, a little too scary.
they are pretty scary. I mean, I think was it the first one where they had the clap scene, the hide and seek scene? Yeah, that
Yep.
ooh
Ah,
gives me the heebie-jeebies. Good set piece though.
it's a, it's
But
like it's like whose hands are those?
and it's so silly. Again, like it's just so funny, playing with like the human mind and the psychology of it all, like
Right,
what really unsettles us. And sometimes it's just the dumbest things. It's just the dumbest little
right,
things. We're so
right.
fragile minded.
Right. No, and like I said, there are some really good setups in this new one. So,
Fun.
yeah, definitely enjoy that whenever you see it during a nice afternoon or whatever it may be for you.
Yeah. I want the sun to be out before and after the viewing.
And also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. The Conjuring Last Rites actually with its worldwide haul, it's the biggest horror movie opening ever. It just beat
Holy
it.
cow.
So,
Man, and I
yeah.
really enjoyed it. It is one that scared the shit out of me, but wow, I think the story is so fun, and there's a lot to dig into plot-wise, at least for me. It's honestly a personal favorite of mine, so to see that it beat it, wa
Beat
is pretty
it.
surprising. Yeah. Awesome, alright. Well, what an interesting
Yeah.
weekend.
194 million global.
That's crazy.
That is
Crazy work.
crazy. That's like
Everyone's on a
superhero
kick.
numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to compare this to Superman. Superman made something close to that, right? Like,
You
this
hear
is
that,
like,
Leo? You hear that, Leo? You hear that? You hear horror
yeah,
movies? Doing what
horror,
to the box
horror.
office?
They can get butts in the seats, and look at this. This is a huge opening. Like,
For sure. No, this is crazy money. I honestly am really, really happy about this. I think this is just again super cool to see that people are, appreciate movies that are different.
heck yeah, so cool.
Awesome. Well, moving on. James Gunn announces a Man of Tomorrow film in 2027. How are we feeling about this? I have to admit I'm not as brushed up on the Superman lore. He's not one of my favorite superheroes ever,
Yeah,
but we've discussed this on the show. I really enjoyed Superman.
yeah. And
I
what's interesting, so I think what makes this piece, right? Because the Man of Tomorrow itself is a very interesting Superman run. However, it's the way that James Gunn, it makes you feel like he's doing this on purpose because he said,
Mhm.
and I quote, it's not directly Superman 2,
Mhm.
but it's
Mhm.
also not a follow-up. It's like he's just messing with us at this point. Like
Yeah.
what are you trying to say?
Nah, he's honestly I don't want to say master because he's not always very good at it, but he really does love to try to pivot. He likes to try to throw the audience off. And you know what? Good on him because I think what is really to me hurt the genre so much is spoilers. it's people releasing all these super exposing like set photos and just spoiling things a year out in advance of the movie, where you got a lot of the audience being like, I already pretty much, I feel like I know what happens. So I think it's a valiant effort to try to keep the mystery and the surprise with this. And again, if it's anything like Superman, I'm gonna be with it. And I think what's surprising to me is how soon the release is, because usually with
Right.
these DCU movies, we've had to wait so many years in between, just because of whatever logistical nightmare they had going on behind the scenes. But interesting to see how James Gunn's DCU is kind of chugging along. He's like, you know what? No, if we want to compete with Marvel, we're gonna have to keep up the pace.
Yeah.
And I respect the hustle. Right now, as
I,
of right
I
now, I respect the hustle.
I think he's striking while the iron's hot. But like I said, I think if we take his comments if we take it a little bit literally, it's like
Mm-hmm.
if it's not Superman 2, what
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
it? like it's like a Superman movie that's not Superman 2. Because what he's saying is like, oh, it's the next chapter, and it's just like, okay.
Maybe it
Isn't that
could
what part
be
2 is?
I maybe this is me, smoking, going on the trip here. But maybe it's a follow-up without being a direct sequel, in the way that how I don't know if this is a fair comparison, but I'm gonna throw it out there. You know how the Nolan trilogy. No, 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 but hear me out, tough luck. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hold on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. You know how The Dark Knight doesn't feel like a direct sequel to Batman Begins? It's not full of constant self references to the
Right.
first movie. And I rewatched Batman Begins like in a hotel the other night. Great movie, really fun.
Really good.
Um, and still not my favorite of the trilogy, because Dark Knight to me is like so up there. But when you kind of dissect that trilogy, each movie stands on its own, and you do not need to have seen Batman Begins to enjoy Dark Knight. You do not need to have seen really Dark Knight to enjoy Dark Knight Rises. You feel
Right.
me? I don't know if that makes sense. Like, the
Yeah.
stories are so self-contained, even though it's the same central character. We don't have like this direct. I mean, shit. Rachel isn't even the same actress for any of them. So maybe we're gonna keep Superman and Lois at the core in this sense, but we're gonna surround them with different, like, really different characters, different setting. Yes, we're gonna continue with this central protagonist, but we're gonna see him in a different era. Let's say a different era for Superman. I would like to think it's something like that. Who knows? He could just be, joshing us here.
Right. I mean, he could be blowing a whole bunch of smoke, like you were saying, little smoke and mirrors.
For
But
sure, for sure.
I think if he follows through on this, and it's like you say, if it's kind of just its own standalone thing where you could enjoy this without having to enjoy the first Superman, I think
Correct.
that's kind of a cool concept, actually. I kind of like
For
it.
sure. I think and that's also a way to compete in, in a business point of view. How do I compete with Marvel? What does Marvel do that audiences tend to not like? Oh, I don't want to have to do homework. Oh, I don't want to have to, watch a million and one movies to understand this latest movie. You feel me? And that's something Marvel is sort of moving away from, but it's also something that core audiences love. So you really can't please everyone. But if Marvel is already kind of serving that really expansive and interconnected and self-referential universe, maybe James Gunn is filling in the void the other way around. And this is just kind of his angle.
Right.
Could be, but it's all speculation.
Right. And what's interesting is the way he phrased it, and I guess this is just him and his own continuity theory
Mm-hmm.
or game plan or whatever it is. In his mind, he thinks Peacemaker season 2 was a follow-up to Superman, and in that same regard, Peacemaker 2 is a prequel to Man of Tomorrow. Take that
Could
for
very
what you
well be.
want.
Could very well be. I don't know if I'd be super interested in a prequel in this sense, but I don't know. I'm open. I'm open to it as long as it's David Cornsweet, as long as it's Rachel Brosnahan. I'm super look, I'm a cool girl. I'm super chill. I'm
Right.
super easygoing with this.
You know what's
Because
interesting
again,
too is what if he kind of switches up the tone? Because I feel like I loved like what he was presenting to us with Superman, but what's
for sure.
interesting is what if we do a little tone shift, and kind of Maybe it goes a little darker. Maybe it goes
Tricky. It's very tricky to do that. But I honestly, I have massive respect for artists in general that try to do something different, and then it's very risky. I mean, shit, look at what happened to Ryan Johnson. I respect the hell out of him. We love what Ryan Johnson did on, on this program, but not
a lot
everybody
of
else
people didn't.
did. A lot of people didn't. And it's, once again, we cannot please the entire audience. There's
Right.
gonna be people that like it. There's gonna be people that don't. Um,
Hashtag not my Star Wars. Ugh.
ugh,
Ugh.
stupid, dumb. Again, there's an extreme for everything. And it gets into like this super toxic nature. But aside from that, I think with this, I have massive respect if James Gunn decides to do something pretty different, but still respecting the character in a sense. I think Superman is a character that is pretty malleable.
Yeah.
Um, just like Batman. I think Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman 2 is taking so long because I'm pretty sure he's just gonna do something really, really different and dive even deeper into like maybe another Batman storyline and exploring another side of his rogues gallery that is so rich and fun to me that yeah, I think this is something that will push the DC like studios films forward. We'll
Yeah.
see how it goes for him. It's definitely a gamble.
Right.
But at the end of the day, making art is a gamble.
Right. And I think the scope of this film will be interesting too, because when you look at somebody like Robert Downey, like you wouldn't
Mhm.
consider Endgame or Infinity War an Iron Man film, but he is so integral to those films.
Mhm. For
So
sure.
it'll be kind of interesting to see that with maybe David Cornsweet, where it's like maybe it's not a Superman 2, but let's just see how much of a focus he is in this grander scale of a film. So that'd be kind of interesting if that's also what he tries to do. So
For sure. For sure. It's gonna be interesting. And I think what Kevin's saying in the chat here about DC gonna need the international audience to help him out at the box office. Yeah, at the end of the day. But I wouldn't I I I personally, I'm not a DC executive obviously, but I wouldn't try to once again like try to please everyone. I don't need to formulate a crowd pleaser. I need to tell a good story and that's going to
right.
please the crowds, which is what happened
Right.
this summer.
Yeah. And honestly, like I said, like you, I trust James Gunn. So
For sure.
very curious what he's trying to do here.
Gonna be fun, gonna be interesting, and it's right around the corner. This is gonna be okay. I have thoughts on this. Smash Machine receives a 15-minute standing ovation over at the Venice Film Festival, which I think the Venice Film Festival just concluded now. And it's got a really high score on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, hear me out. I love Iron Claw, and I feel like this is this year's Iron Claw, but because it's The Rock's name attached to it, it's gonna get the attention that Iron Claw deserved. That's all I'm saying.
Ugh.
That's all I'm
No,
saying.
and I hate it. And I hate that.
I don't like that reality. I don't agree with it, but that's all I'm saying. I think
But
that's unfortunately what's gonna happen.
to be fair though, like the likes of like Jeremy Allen White and Zach Efron don't equal the massive star power of Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Exactly. Which is again, like, yes, that's the reality. I don't have to be happy about it, you know? I don't have to be
Right.
satisfied with that reality, but it does make me more excited for the movie. I know that we reacted to the trailer when it first dropped here, what was it, a couple months ago probably, over the summer, and I think by nature of A24, oh my god. You
The hierarchy of his career is about to change.
You know what makes me
Well
petty
said.
though? He used to be so high and mighty about being this blockbuster actor and yee hee yee ha. And now look at him. Now, the blockbusters weren't working, the blockbuster machine was drying up for him. Now he's come to, the serious film, festival circuit. I think we all need to be humble and respect the different aspects of movies and this industry, and I hope that this is a humbling experience for him, but I doubt it will be.
How do you feel about the Safdie brothers? And
I think
obviously
they're great.
this is Benny Safdie by himself, which is kind of interesting. It's like the Coen brothers when they go apart. Like It's like,
Yeah.
they're separating for this, but
Yeah, Coen brothers going apart isn't always like the best for everyone
yeah,
involved. But then again, I also adore the Tragedy of Macbeth. So, that it's a 50-50 situation. I enjoy the Safdie brothers. I think Uncut Gems is really fun, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not knowledgeable enough about the Safdie brothers on their own to really make a snap judgment.
right.
But again, I think my bias, my comparison is the Coen brothers in that sense. I still haven't seen the Russo brothers separated, and I think that's for the best. This is for the best for everyone involved. But
Some of
yeah.
these duos, they just work better together, right? I mean,
Yeah, for
sometimes
sure,
you
for
just need
sure.
that.
No, but it looks intense, it looks fun,
Yeah,
it looks tragic. I think it's got all the right puzzle pieces, that it
yeah.
could be
And I think for
an
me,
awards darling.
I'm actually very familiar with this person, Mark Kerr. I'm a big MMA fan. I actually train
Interesting.
myself. Yeah, so I do fight training, and I've always loved the sport. So this is kind of speaking to me already. And then I saw the
Oh, yeah.
trailer, and like you hear the music and like just the grainy, like that realistic Iron Claw-ish film style, and it's like, okay, I'm on board. Like I am
Mhm,
here for
mhm.
this. Emily Blunt never lets me down. She's always
No.
fantastic. Um,
This is
I
actually
I'm
a reunion for them,
right,
if you
right. It's
when
the
you
it's
think about
the
it.
Jungle Cruise
It's
reunion.
a Jungle Cruise reunion, and I unapologetically love their chemistry in Jungle Cruise.
Oh, it was adorable. And
It was so
honestly,
sweet.
Jungle Cruise was a lot better than it had any right to be. And I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying
Yes.
it's great.
Yes, and I completely agree. I did not expect it to be as fun and charming as it was. Is it a perfect movie? Absolutely not. It's still a popcorn flick, but 100%. Yeah, Tough
Yeah,
Luck,
Tough
totally
Luck
agree
Stay
with
and Iron
you.
Claw was robbed.
Yeah,
Yes. And
it was bad
not even a nomination.
bad
Not even a
timing, bad
nomination. Like, oh,
marketing. A24,
they
like,
dropped the
left
ball.
Iron Claw in the dust, quite honestly, with that one, because I definitely think more people should have seen it. I think it had a better chance at the award season if they had given it a chance and given it the support that it deserved, because I think it is, like, truly to me, in my book, it's a five-star movie. Like, I
Oh,
really don't,
absolutely.
and I've become, like, super picky with movies in the past couple of years. Thank you, but also no thank you, film criticism. That's a whole other can of worms there, but yeah, I think it is so well-rounded, and all of the elements are just so well executed that I really do have high hopes for this one, especially considering, Betty Safdie behind the camera. I think he's cool. I think his name will also help, in a weird sense, and I say this in a very oversimplified way, but that's unfortunately how I have observed Academy voters or just awards bodies in general to vote. Benny Safdie's name being pushed to the forefront of people's mind because of Oppenheimer is gonna be a factor in people being interested in watching this, on top of The Rock's name, Emily Blunt, as well, also pushed forward into the front of people's minds because of Oppenheimer's great success at the awards last year. So yeah, gonna be an interesting contender to watch for the next couple months.
Absolutely. And I actually think this is a good question. Do you want a Jungle Cruise 2, Ely?
Here's the thing. I would love a Jungle Cruise too, because the story, like, there were a couple loose ends in that story that you can explore, but I need them to treat it like an Indiana Jones. I want them to go on a new fun adventure and meet new characters, and I don't want them to be regurgitating the same formula.
Yes.
It needs to be
Yes.
like that fun, The Mummy, Indiana Jones kind of a situation. So 100%, yeah, I would be super on board if it goes like down that campy, adventurous route. But if we're just gonna do the same thing and CGI the hell out of it, I don't need it. We've had enough.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I'm curious. As long as it's like you said,
Right.
as long as it's a new adventure, I just something new.
We need lore. We need lore. And it's so easy to make like funky little lore, you know?
Oh, hey, Tough Luck's cooking with gas. Hell yeah. Get Brendan Fraser in there. Have him be the villain or something.
I love
Let's make
that.
Let's make things interesting. That'd be
A little
cool.
meta casting. That'd be so fun. Speaking of Brendan Fraser, I think I just saw TIFF is happening now. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but it's been on my feed. And Rental Family just screened, and apparently Rental Family is doing, I think, has got a pretty good audience reception. And I saw that trailer. My fiance saw that trailer. And my fiance was like, "What the hell? Why am I crying?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, this is."
Wait,
I want to
so
see it.
what's the connection to Fraser there? Is he starring or is he like
He's the
behind the
protagonist.
camera?
Yeah, he's the
Okay.
Brendan Fraser is the star of Rental Family. I don't remember which studio has it. I know it's not an A24 movie or anything, but yeah, I think they just screened it or premiered it at TIFF, and apparently it's pretty good.
Awesome. I'll have to
Very
keep
fun.
keep an ear out for that one.
Good to see Fraser back at the festival circuit. All right, Sony Pictures. The bar for superheroes has been raised. I mean, for Sony, it's always been above them. So,
So I was gonna say, I was like,
used for them, but I hate
I was
to break
like,
it to them.
the bar has been raised, but they didn't do it. If anything,
just
they are
been
the reason.
watching.
If anything, they are the reason the bar is above them. Like they set the
Yeah.
standard.
Everything's
For the
relative.
low, like the low bar.
Honestly, I think Sony Pictures is the Razzie Awards of the superhero genre. And who knows? Maybe this is a statement that will make a difference. To me, it's moot.
Well, here's the thing, right? So, Sony Pictures CEO, his name is Ravi Agula, and I don't have the full quote. I don't want to type it in the caption there, but pretty much the gist of what he was saying is that, oh, before you can make superhero movies and make money back in the days, like early 2000s, and then or somewhere around 2010s, the quality started going up, and he pretty much what he was saying was that you can't you have to make a quality superhero film. You can't make a bad one, and it's just so.
That's a crazy
ironic.
thing to say. That's a crazy fucking thing to say. That's
Like
crazy.
his whole rant, he was like, "Oh, you have to give the audiences something original and creative. You can't just make a bad superhero movie, or you can't give him any superhero movie. You have to give him something good." And the whole time, I'm like thinking, like, what, like Kraven the Hunter, like Morbius, like sir,
They know they're bad,
like
and
what are we talking? What are we
it's
talking about here?
honestly so shady because it's like between the lines, reading between the lines, basically saying we can't, give the audience crap anymore. And
Is that what this is? Is he
yeah,
apologize?
no, I don't think he's apologizing. I think he's just mad that he has to actually spend money on making a good movie and actually, put in an effort because now you can't just release, a 2002 Daredevil nowadays.
Oh, exactly.
The market
Like,
is saturated, guys.
right.
Come on. Let's, at the end of the day, it's just ridiculously funny. And when I say
Coming
funny, I
out of his
mean
mouth, yeah.
tragic coming out of his mouth, and just how disrespectful like these CEOs are to a mass audience. I'm sorry, media literacy may be at an all-time low, but people are not that stupid.
Right.
That's so disrespectful to people's intelligence because
Right.
we see proven once again, people want to see good movies at the box office and they want to see original movies.
Right.
Proven once again, we have a good Superman movie. We had a relatively successful Fantastic Four movie.
It was good.
It was good. It was good. It was good. Not as good as everybody expected it to be because
Right. Right. And
the legs were short considering
also,
Mr. Fantastic.
for for me too, though, like just kind of like back then with the originality of it, like it was a fresh take on
Correct.
those characters. So
Correct. For sure. And yeah, at the end of the day, I sound like a broken record. People want good acting, they want good stories, and they want it to be executed well. They don't want the CGI to look like garbage. If I want to do that, I'll go watch Craven Hunter. I'll go watch Venom. I'll go watch, a Madam Web. But guess what? Going to the movies continues to be a luxury. It is,
right.
it's a treat at this point in time because it is so expensive. Again, different areas differ, obviously.
I appreciate that you didn't even mention Morbius, but I guess that's
No,
not
I
one
don't
we'll
like to.
revisit.
I don't like to. I don't like to do that. I try to, mira, I erase it. I wipe it from my mind. I Men in Black myself with those films.
Wait. Are you telling me you'd rather watch Madame Web over Morbius?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Without a
All right.
doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, again, I don't hate Dakota Johnson. I hate Jared Leto. So, there's levels to this, okay? Dakota Johnson knows his trash. Dakota Johnson will lie about liking limes, you know? She doesn't care. She makes millions. She has a career. Jared Leto's just being cringe. He's just being lame, and I think he's just not a good person. Of course, I'll watch Madame Web over Morbius any day. But
We'll
that's
see.
my take. That's my take. That's my opinion. Take it, take it as you will. But yeah, crazy how Sony just loves to lose at limbo.
Right. Right.
Crazy statement.
Well said. Swish. Oh, that was a good one.
Swish. Thank you. I'm here all night.
Yeah, I just find this statement like puzzling. It's like, why even make it? But to your point though, if he decides to make better superhero films after this, that'd be interesting, But
Yeah. Really
with,
strange thing to say without following up with actions.
right. He's like, with that being said, I am going to announce Venom 4.
Exactly. I mean, that's truly comedy. But stay tuned for next week's episode of Geekly Goods Live. Oh man.
All right.
Next story. Hey, the heebie-jeebies. All right.
That mask is so good.
Don't like it. I mean, it's great. I don't like it. Which means it's very well done. It's very good. I was just talking to Lo about this before we went live. I haven't seen the first Black Phone, and it is a little bit cringe to admit that I simply haven't seen it because it looks scary. I just saw it. I was like, no, I don't want to be. It's the same thing with Talk to Me. I haven't seen Talk to Me yet, even though I need to see Talk to Me, and I'm planning on seeing Talk to Me soon. It just looks scary. It looks. I don't like it. It's just certain things are like, oh, spooky things.
You should definitely watch Talk to Me, definitely. But
for sure, no, I'm excited because I want to see that and then watch Bring Her Back. Like I got to do this horror movie season, this Halloween season. Watch out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on it. I'm making an effort to catch up on things. But yeah, I saw this trailer before going live. It looks crazy, guys. What did the fresh hell or is this fandom on? I know you're a fan.
For me, it's the ice skates. Like you hear this, and then like he starts appearing in the fog, and it's like, oh, that's great. I love that. Like. Just chilling sounds. I love the look. I love the horror winter vibe going on, like with the snow and the you can see the heat from the mouth, the breaths, and yeah, I'm into this. And I really like the first one. Some selfless, shameless self promo. I wrote a review for the first Black Phone on the Cinema Spot. Check it out at cinemaspot.com.
Plug it.
I'll say this. I really, really liked the first film. Both of these films are directed by Scott Derrickson, who did the very first Sinister film, and as well as the very first Doctor Strange.
Which I love. It's my favorite one.
Yeah. No, Scott Derrickson, he's a good director. And what I liked about the first Black Phone, it was very much a period piece. It was like set in the 70s. The set design was really cool. And it was a time when like you couldn't make the Black Phone now. Like, like cell phones got locations and stuff like that. But back in the 70s, it's like you're walking to school, and if you don't come home, like your mom doesn't know where you're at. She doesn't have a cell phone, and you don't have a phone. You can't just call someone. You can't text someone like, hey.
Also prime kidnapping era,
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I think the setup was really good. And the character we see here with the creepy mask, that he is called the Grabber. And there's a lot of interesting lore in the first film that you really got to pick up on if you are going to see this at some point. Okay. And I thought Ethan Hawke as the villain was just, sometimes like these like really like award like Oscar caliber actors, these really like A-list, B-list actors, you throw them into a horror movie and sometimes you just let them run with it. And Ethan Hawke did a great job. He really gets under your skin, and he's so damn creepy.
I mean, he's so phenomenal.
Yeah, and I'm excited. As a fan of the first film, I think this looks scarier. And it's you mentioned it before we started. Like, there's a little bit some supernatural elements here that
I was
wasn't
gonna
as
ask.
it wasn't as present in the first film. Like, there's some of it in the first film, but it's not over dominating like the feel of the movie. Like, I wouldn't call the first film a ghost story. So
Mm,
so
mhm,
it's really interesting with the direction Scott Derrickson's taking his sequel, and it looks like from the looks of it, it looks like he's going T2. Like, he's
mm.
going bigger, badder, crazier. Like, he's pretty much trying to top the first one, and that's if he does it right, more power to him. A lot of great horror films this year, and I can't wait to see how this one does. So
For sure. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, as a fan of the first and you telling me that it's not really supernatural driven, are you excited to see a very different take on this? It's kind of giving oh my gosh, what was I think was it Friday the 13th where it went way more supernatural like in the following. It was also very Nightmare on Elm Street for sure. But that's always been supernatural like to begin with. But it was like
right.
Friday the 13th, where it started more as like the real person, and then it just kind of got more and more ridiculous and more
Well,
unreal and supernatural.
so
How are you feeling
so
about this?
supposedly they killed him in 4, the final chapter, right? And then
Right.
Jason Lives, because obviously Paramount Studios was like, hey, we can't kill him, he's our cash cow. So
Yeah.
pretty much Jason Lives is where it turns, because he gets struck by lightning, and that's when he becomes zombie Voorhees. That's the origin of unstoppable dead man thing, because that wasn't always the case in the first 4 films. So
Right. Yeah, I didn't remember if it was like how many films it was where he was actually like a real human being.
yeah, it was
Um
the sixth film, actually. So
what? Okay. Sorry.
yeah,
That's crazy.
because
Sorry. That was
5,
so genuine.
no, 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 dude, I'm such a horror nerd. But 5 was a
Mhm.
fake Jason. That wasn't even really
Right.
Jason. And
Very
then yeah,
Scream.
right. And then 6, that's when they were like, we need Jason back, and they struck him
Mhm.
with lightning.
Mhm.
So
Crazy, crazy work. Yeah. Interesting to see. I don't know, I love horror that pays homage to the classics.
yeah,
It's the same thing with when movies pay homage to like, I don't know, Shakespearean stories, that kind of classics. This is, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. They really are like the Shakespeare to our genre, let's say. So I love when they pay homage to that, but just give it like a super, super fresh and even crazier twist. So I gotta catch up on this. This is unsettling to say the least. I like it. I like it. It's fun.
yeah, I'm excited.
This one looks fun. I know Leo feels some type of way with Marvel Zombies. That was they're not on my bingo card a couple weeks ago. But yeah, this trailer drops. This is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lo, this is basically like the spinoff to like that Marvel Zombies episode that we see in What If.
Right.
It's the same animation style. We're seeing kind of some of the same characters that were zombified in that one episode. So really interesting to see how they're trying to capitalize on it, especially like all these years later, because it's been a couple of years since that zombie episode and What If. But yeah, this looks fun. I'm not gonna lie, this looks like a lot of fun. I just hope that it doesn't get repetitive. Like I don't know how far they can stretch the story with this concept, because one thing is a 30-minute kind of one shot episode, and another thing is I don't know if you how many episodes this is planning to be, Low.
Right. Actually, I don't have the intel on that either, but
Really cool.
to your point, I'm a big fan of knowing when to stop, right? So, like, same thing with
Exactly.
with sitcoms, with film franchises. Sometimes you just gotta know, like, okay, we've beaten this horse, like this, it's dead.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so the caballo is dead. Anyways,
Mhm.
so to your point though, I think this will be fun. I hope they I hope they don't overdo it. I think what's cool though, and what's kind of interesting is, if I'm not mistaken, that's Blade, right? At the
I
very
I
end,
didn't catch him. I didn't catch Blade. Wait. Now
like
you got
at
me
the very
curious.
end with the sword, like that's got to be
It's
Blade,
I mean,
right?
it's gotta be, doesn't isn't it? I don't know. Yeah,
So,
you got
um,
me there.
so
I
my
was
thing
kinda
is,
distracted with everything
if
else.
that is Blade, like that's gonna get us chomping at the bit, and it just makes me wonder, will we ever see Marshall Ali?
Maybe we'll hear him. Watch it be
So-
Wesley Snipes. Watch it be Wesley Snipes.
oh my god! And then like watch like kids like somewhere in the show like they're only ever gonna be
And,
one blade.
and then zombified. No,
Oh
really
man, but
interesting though. Fun
you
for the
know, so
season.
so I actually kind of want to reflect a little bit on the what if version of this story, or like the it's obviously had its
Mhm.
comic run as well, but like I think what's so fun about it is like it's one thing to be scared of zombies and the undead, but it's another thing to like be scared of like a super powered zombie,
Insane.
which in and of itself is a concept that's just insane. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna check it out, and I liked how the trailer was very much focusing on the carnage, because I guess this is gonna be TVMA. It's gonna be not very
It's
kid
gotta
friendly.
be. I mean,
So
look at the visuals. I
right,
don't
it's
know.
gonna
I want
be
to let my kid
violent
watch
as
it.
hell. It's gonna be scary. Yeah, so I hope they lean into that, and we get like a Marvel horror film out of this. So
For sure, for sure. I mean, last year's Marvel offering for the Halloween season was, Agatha All Along, which we love on this show. I personally, still really have a fondness for Agatha All Along. So I don't think it's gonna live up to that necessarily. Of course, it's very different, but it is fun to see Marvel again get seasonal with it.
down the road.
Road. And I was watching oh my gosh, I think there was like an anniversary post or something about, remembering Agatha all along, and I was like, "Oh, what a time. What a fun time." I remember those reaction videos with
Yeah,
Leo.
and I
It was really
honestly like,
fun.
I wasn't on there with you guys, but like I loved Agatha all along. I thought it was fun.
Such a fun show, and I'm so excited to see where it goes from there. But yeah, Marvel Zombies. You've caught my eye. You've piqued my interest. Will I keep up with it and stick to it? Depends on how that first episode goes. We'll see. We'll see. I can't promise anything. But really interesting trailer. Good to see something fresh. Especially as we wait for the other Marvel animated TV series that's going to take forever to come back. X-Men
Yeah.
97.
I was gonna say I'm waiting for X-Men.
So in the meantime, this will have to do. But wow, look at us. Look at us being efficient. We got this show locked in today. Um, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Lo, thank you so much for joining me and bearing with me today as the power host of today's show. Um, tell the people, where can they find you, and what do you have going on?
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd. Oh.
You
At
got it.
Marcellus Durden. I'm a proud critic and writer for the Cinema Spot. Follow us on all socials at the Cinema Spot, and check out our movie and TV reviews at thecinemasspot.com. We have reviews for Caught Stealing, the Darren Aronofsky film that you mentioned earlier, Relay, Uni Meanie, The Toxic Avenger, and the Ethan Cohen's Honey Don't, starring Margaret Qualley. Lots of great film reviews on there. Check it out, thecinemasspot.com.
Hell yeah. And you can follow me at Captain Melendez on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And you can also follow my wonderful colleagues who are currently in the thick of film festival season at PR Critics on Twitter and Instagram. And then also tune in to the Puerto Rico Critics Association podcast. We are the PRCA podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. So be sure to check that out. And once again, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. And if you're listening to this in the future, hope you have a wonderful morning, day, evening, whatever time you're listening to this. And be sure to stick around. Leo has incredible work on the main channel on Geekly Goods. Some wonderful reviews surely coming up. I don't have a script right now, so I wish I could give you some blurbs, but definitely like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, follow at Geekly Goods on Twitter, Instagram, and wherever else you consume our content. And be sure to tune back in every Monday for the Geekly Goods Live. I think we got it.
Yeah,
We got it.
we'll see you guys next week. Same
Yes,
time.
sir. Have a great week, guys.